everyone, it's Presley of ActOutGames.com here, and today we're talking about homeschool curriculum, which we didn't actually use, but we have it.
Right. So Presley goes to a one-day-a-week school for homeschoolers.
Enrichment. Homeschool enrichment, I think, is what the official thingy is.
Homeschool enrichment, yes. And part of that is we get to check out like traditional curriculum. And
which we don't use,
every year we check out curriculum and we put it in a box and we don't really use it. So we've done this video several years in a row, and we'll link to those.
This is the only thing we use.
Yeah, and we'll talk about it. So Story of the World is the only thing really that we use.
And we didn't really use it much either.
And we are on page...
like 59.
Okay? So, but I really do like Story of the World. And you can get it at the library. Because we have to return this now, I am getting it at the library. And we're going to finish number 2.
Yeah.
And maybe because it has to be returned to the library... and they'll send me notices, maybe it'll get us to read this one, because what we're checking out next year is number 3 and this is number 2, so I want for sure to finish this first. Okay? So, but we like it, yeah? Yes. And this has like 4 or 5 books in the series, and you're supposed to read them, and they can go to all grade levels. So I hadn't really thought about having Cooper listen in, but he does sometimes anyway, and I think we're gonna start having him listen in, because Cooper is actually gonna be in kindergarten, so we get to check out curriculum for Cooper as well this year, so that should be fun.
Even more stuff in a box we don't use. Yay!
I think... this is my prediction, y'all can check me next year. I think Cooper is actually going to use the curriculum. Yeah, well, Cooper is much more of a sit down at the table and use the notebook, paper. He wants to do things with me. He's not as independent as you are.
I'm kind of like, you know what? I just had the idea. I'm gonna go play my ukulele now, goodbye.
Yeah, so Presley is very independent, and a lot of this like sit down at the table stuff doesn't really work. And that's why we started homeschooling in the first place. Cooper, if he had been our first child, we probably would have just put him in school and it would have been done and we never would have thought about it.
I could not do school. I could not just sit down at a desk and learn. Although I do know the exact right place to sit in a school so your face can't be picked out in the crowd every day. So I could sleep.
Oh, you do?
I do know that. I do know that fact.
That would have been helpful to me. Okay.
In the middle.
In the middle? Okay.
In the middle.
And like maybe sometimes in like Spanish class, I'd sometimes try and put my hair in front of my face so I didn't get called on.
I mean, that also doesn't work now, because that's not how style works anymore.
I know, you're right. This was Big Texas hair at the time. Okay, so this one we like, but we haven't used. I don't think we've used it at all this year, have we? Yeah. We liked it in the beginning, so I may get this for Cooper.
Yeah, I not as good at art.
Right, I think Presley's passed this in her art, but this is called Atelier, I think is the right way to say it. I've been saying Altiers, but I think I heard somebody say Atelier, and that sounds better, right? So it may be like a French word or something. So yeah, we like this, and so I may get it for Cooper. Tell us what you like about it. What you liked about it.
There's these little videos, and it basically is like, you need these materials, and the girl's voice is really confusing. I just want to be in that class. Like, I just want to be in that class. It's like a really good class. It's just like, here's free art supplies.
You find it very calming too, because it's got music behind it and stuff.
And but it goes, it used to go really, like, too fast for me, because it would be like, it doesn't actually take the time that it takes to draw. It's like, here's how you draw it, and here's what other people draw at the end. But actually I'm a bit fast now, so I'm like, are we gonna go now? But it basically says, here's the materials you need, here's and then here's how you do the thing, and it talks about the thing. This fancy foldery thing has artwork in it.
Yes, now we did look at that at some point during our homeschooling time.
Yeah, I have these little fancy arty things, print out.
Yeah, so we did do this for a while, where we like picked a famous piece of art and then kind of studied it a little bit.
Oh, it goes up.
So yeah, this is a Vermeer. That's what I was gonna say.
A Vermeer.
So we just saw several Vermeers in London, and we saw some in Paris.
They don't look that. They don't look that.
And so maybe we will study this, because I think I'm gonna try and get this for Cooper, so we'll have it anyway.
Yes. But yeah, it just shows you how to art.
So that would be a good way to use it too. We've used it that way, where we just pick a piece of art, and then we look it up and look at the history and maybe look at the artist a little bit and just use it as a launching off point that way.
So then we have this thing, which I didn't like. I read like 3 chapters of it because I was doing a math test. Well, not just a math test, just a test in general.
Yeah, so Presley had assessments this year in 5th grade, and surprisingly, 7th grade.
Okay,
you have
cool.
this year off.
I have a year off.
So she actually did much better this time than in 3rd grade, and we did much less prep. So I don't know what that tells you.
Because I'm a smart person.
What we did do is look at what your 5th graders should know to kind of see if there were any gaps. And I felt like this was more the kind of stuff that would be on the assessment than probably what we do in a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, because
so I kind of like to get this. This is another thing you can get at the library, and just to maybe fill in some holes, and it's not bad. It has nice little poetry in it and some stories, and
all I really did was read poetry. I honestly didn't really prep with it. I just read poetry and looked at art.
yeah, this is not bad. And it has some math, which is on the grade level that she should have been on, so we looked at that before the assessments. But I kind of like it. We don't use it much, but when we do, we pull it out and we do
Fun
use
fact, the assessments were, in public school, were literally created to prep people for factory work in the 1930s. That's why the school system is so terrible.
That's true.
Dailygrams.
Okay,
This we didn't use
so
either.
this we didn't use either, but it's really good also. This
I don't
is
like
just,
it, but she does.
Presley's grammar is not bad. It's improved dramatically because we have her in a writing class.
Also, I have autocorrect.
And she has
So-
auto, but that doesn't do grammar.
It does.
Oh, well, I guess it tells you if
It's
the
right.
first word is not capitalized or I.
Google Docs will be like blah blah blah. Oh, did you mean this your? Oh, did you mean this that? Oh, did you mean their name wrong because I can't spell Valentina for the life of me? Or squirrel.
So we've just kind of moved on to a lot of her grammar is just writing. She does a lot of writing. She has a writing class every week, and but I do like Dailygrams, and we probably shouldn't be doing it every day.
Well, I was dead inside while doing it every day. I really don't. It's really boring.
Is it? Do you feel like you know the information?
Yes, I do know the information. Also, is this new generation autocorrect? Wow.
So what we're doing?
What even is this?
That wasn't part of it.
Okay, why is it there then?
It just was in the box.
Okay.
So what we're doing this year is, number one, we get to check out things for Cooper. So
Yay.
I'm gonna experiment. We're gonna go to the book room and I'm gonna look for things that Cooper might like. I think he might like the art program. He needs like a
He can't read.
he can't read yet, so we need some sort of thing for that. They don't have Hooked on Phonics. We got Hooked on Phonics, which I used a little bit with Presley.
I used it myself mostly though.
Right. Well, now it's on the iPad, so it's very different. Before it was like listening to things in a little book, and I still have some of that. But I think that the kids these days will learn on the iPad, so we have it for the iPad.
Yeah.
And so we're going to get a couple things for Cooper, and then what we're getting for Presley this year is called Bookshark, and it's a complete
Does it give me,
curriculum.
like, Harry Potter?
No. It gives like a complete curriculum. Included in that is going to be the Story of the World Book 3.
Okay.
And let me tell you what else is in it.
No, you all know.
So
the
it just pulls different curriculum from different sources. So we will have history and geography with using Story of the World, and then they have a lot of read aloud, so little books that we read together.
Wow.
That's gonna be fun. And then for language arts,
They beefed it up.
they beefed it up, and they're gonna do some writing and some essays. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. It has some spelling and math.
I'm good
It
at
has
spelling.
Matthew-C, which we used a long time ago in the very beginning for Presley, and it actually works pretty good because it uses manipulatives to
I'm
kind
like
of
the
teach
only
math.
person that can actually spell in like my friend group. They can't spell very well, and you can't spell very well
can't
either.
spell
So everyone's
very
like,
well either.
"How do you spell bean? How do you spell Charlotte?" It's like, okay.
They don't know how to spell bean.
No, they know how to spell bean.
Okay.
They know how to spell
A little
bean.
concerned.
We spell bean a lot. We say bean a lot.
So anyway, we're going to try Bookshark this year. It brings a bunch of curriculums together and see how that goes. And we'll see next year if we actually used it. I think we'll definitely, is my prediction, we're definitely going to use the curriculum for Cooper.
Yes.
But
We'll see.
for Presley, not so much. But that's not to say that we don't don't learn anything, obviously.
Yes.
And this like science thing that comes with the stuff is just not good for
Science. What science thing that comes with this?
science book that we don't even check one out. But there may be one that
and
comes.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, they're not very good. The science and math books aren't very good, but math you see is not bad, and this is pre-algebra. So we'll see if that. You've already kind of done some of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. See what we use.
Okay. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.